started like any other experiment. 15 days, no sleep, to see how far the mind could be pushed before it shattered. On day 3, the whispers began. On day 5, the screaming never stopped. By day 7, they weren't human anymore. They turned on each other, and the darkness embraced them. By day 15, we opened the doors and found something far worse than death. We thought we could conquer sleep, control the mind, but we unleashed a darkness that should have stayed buried. Some doors were never meant to be opened.
We are awake.
What you just saw was created using completely free AI tools. Now here's proof that this method works. Take this channel, for example. With only 26 videos, they've already amassed over 18,000 subscribers and more than 2 million views. It's incredible how effective these videos are, and they're fully monetizable across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and more. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process, from writing a captivating script, generating stunning visuals, and finally, putting it all together. I'll also show you how to properly edit your videos to keep your audience hooked from start to finish. There are timestamps below, so feel free to jump to any section that interests you. And without further ado, let's get started. We'll start with script creation using Cloud AI. Now, let's be real for a moment. We all know ChatGPT isn't always the best when it comes to script writing. I've noticed it often struggles to produce a truly engaging tone. In my previous videos, I used Gravity Write, which worked pretty well. But here's the thing. Many of you complained that the feature film script option is paid. I hear you. That's why I went on a hunt for a free alternative and found Cloud AI. It offers a number of free generations per day, which is perfect for our needs. Cloud AI seems to have a better grasp on creating compelling narrative structures, especially for something as nuanced as a horror story. Plus, it won't break the bank, which is always a bonus. I've linked it in the description below, so go ahead and register if you don't already have an account. Once signed up, you will be welcomed by this interface. Now, let's input this prompt. Create a script for a horror video based on the Russian sleep experiment, focusing on the psychological deterioration of the test subjects. Okay, let's see what Cloud AI generates for us. Great, this is captivating enough for our story, but feel free to try again if the initial result isn't quite there. Moving on to image prompts, we'll use Cloud AI again. We'll tell it to generate a descriptive image prompt for every scene in our story, focusing on the eerie atmosphere, the deteriorating conditions of the test subjects, and the unsettling, sterile environment of the lab. This will help create vivid and immersive visuals that match the horror tone of our script. Next is Voiceover. For this, I love using my favorite tool, 11 Labs. I've linked it in the description, so go ahead and create an account if you haven't already. 11 Labs offers realistic voices that truly bring your scripts to life, and you can even clone your own voice for a personal touch. It's an amazing tool for creating high-quality, engaging voices. On the 11 Labs site, click Voices to explore their library. After trying a few options, I'm choosing this deep, slightly raspy voice, soothing narrator. The ominous tone really sells the horror. Let's use this voice for our narration. Quickly click on Use, and you will be taken back to the text-to-speech interface. Then, copy your script from Cloud AI and paste it. Finally, click Generate. With our voiceover ready, now let's move on to image generation using the image prompt we got from Cloud AI. For this, we'll be using Leonardo AI. I've linked this in the description, so go ahead and create an account if you don't already have one. Once you are on the home page, click on Image Creation in the left corner. Once there, let's input our refined prompts. For style, we will go with moody or the cinematic concept, which is perfect for capturing eerie and unsettling visuals that fit our horror story. Set the appropriate ratio. Since this is a YouTube video, we'll use a 16:9 aspect ratio to match the standard widescreen format. I usually set the number of images to 4, so I can have a few options to choose from. Click Generate and wait for Leonardo AI to fetch our image. Wow, this is amazing! Continue this process for all of our image prompts. Now that we have all our still images, it's time for animation. For this, we will use Luma AI. I've linked it in the description, so feel free to check it out if you haven't yet. Luma AI offers 30 free generation per month, which is enough to handle your project. Sign up, and once you're in the interface, click here to upload our images one at a time and write a prompt to guide the AI on the actions we want the image to perform. Luma AI's new update on camera motion will help us animate our images. To access this feature, type the word camera, and the feature will come up. Here you can select whether to move left, move right, and other options. Click here to generate. Wow, this is amazing. Continue this process for your other images, preview your creation, and download. Now, for the final step, editing. For this, I'll use CapCut, but feel free to use any editing software that works for you. The steps are pretty much the same. Open a new project in CapCut and import our animated clips and voiceover. We'll start by syncing everything to ensure the visuals and audio match perfectly. For instance, I'll place our animated text image right as the voiceover says how it started. This sync creates a powerful moment. For the transition into the next scene, a slow fade to black works well here. It builds suspense for what's coming next. For background music, I've found a track called Horror in the CapCut audio. The low, rumbling tones create just the right amount of tension and will work great for our video. Trim out the end part to match the clip itself. Next, let's add some sound effects. Pro tip: choose the right sound effect to bring each scene to life. For example, during the moment when the subject screams, I'm adding the sound of a girl screaming. It really enhances the shock of the moment, especially with overlapping screams. For human sound effects, you can source them from sites like freesound.org to find specific sounds that match the scenes, like an echoing scream or an evil laugh, anything that can spice it up. After getting your sound effects, import them and place them strategically where they will fit in. As a finishing touch, explore CapCut's filter library to give your footage a cinematic look. Check through CapCut effects to select the one that works best for each of our clips. I usually use some of the glitch effects to create that cinematic look. For text overlays, we'll use a distressed, slightly illegible font to indicate the days. We'll go with Day 3. Go to the text effect section, choose the font, then go to text animation and select from the options. I like how it looks like it's breaking apart. It visually represents the fragmentation of the subject's minds. After that, you can duplicate it and place it in other scenes. Edit the text to match the day mentioned in the scene. Lastly, generate your auto captions. Choose a template. I'll go with the first one. Finally, let's do a last pass. I'm adding a subtle heartbeat sound that gradually speeds up throughout the video to enhance the growing sense of panic and urgency. Before we export our video, I like to carefully edit the hook by adding special effects to create tension, such as the TV on and TV off effects. Don't forget to add transitions. Check through the list and choose a subtle one. I might also use some lightning transitions to create a flash effect. Once you've completed all your edits, syncing the voiceover, clips, sound effects, transitions, and captions, export your project. To give your video a polished and professional look, consider upscaling it to a high resolution, like 1080p. Choose your file location, add the name, and finally export. Before we reveal the final result, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And stick around, check out the next video recommended by YouTube. You'll absolutely love it.
We never should have opened the door. It started like any other experiment. 15 days, no sleep, to see how far the mind could be pushed before it shattered. On day 3, the whispers began. On day 5, the screaming never stopped. By day 7, they weren't human anymore. They turned on each other, and the darkness embraced them. By day 15, we opened the doors and found something far worse than death. We thought we could conquer sleep, control the mind, but we unleashed a darkness that should have stayed buried. Some doors were never meant to be opened.
We are awake.